Hello, my name's Cass, and this is my booktube channel, my first video. I'm going to be doing a April reading wrap-up, a really late one. I read 12 books in April, 4 of them being manga, and then 2 of them being a fan fiction, but it's a really long fan fiction, and we'll get into that. Here's the stack that I have. Number 1 on my list is the fanfiction. I read the All the Young Dudes fanfiction, which is a Marauders Wolfstar fanfiction. I don't know what that is. It's a Harry Potter thing. Very good. So the way that it's separated in book form is years, I think, 1 through 4 in book 1. It's a really long fanfiction. So I read that. That was the first thing I read. It was really good. Obviously, I'm obsessed with it. All the Young Dudes I rated 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. The second thing I read was New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. This was great. I love Twilight. It is, even though it's like kind of cringy, not kind of, it is very cringy, honestly, but I still really love it, and I love the characters for the most part. They obviously have their faults, and the story has its faults, but I rated New Moon 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. We all know Twilight, we all know what happens, so. Which I had started this like a while ago, so I was like a little bit in it when I started picking it back up again, but I finished it in April. My third book that I read was the next one, Eclipse. There we go. I rated this also a 4 out of 5 stars. This one was good, but it just obviously, I don't know, I kind of honestly liked it better than the movie Eclipse, just because I think that, you know, there's a lot more detail in here. It really explains things better and what's going on. And another thing with these books is there's just so much more lore in the story than what's in the books, so it's really fascinating to read that and figure that all out when you've never seen it before. The next book I read was a manga volume. I read volume 10 of Jujutsu Kaisen. This was really good. I rated this volume 5 out of 5 stars. This one was really good. I really am enjoying this series still. I obviously love Jujutsu Kaisen, the anime, and this is why I started reading the manga. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what happened in these volumes because it's been like a while since I read them, but yeah, I did post on my TikTok. Usually when I read manga, after I finish it, I'll put my reading on my TikTok and show my favorite manga panels, so if you want to see that, this is my TikTok. I'll also have a link down below. But yeah, this one was really good. The next thing I read was the Bungo Stray Dogs light novel 1. Focus. This is Daozai's entrance exam. This took me a while to get through. I rated this a 3 out of 5 stars, just because it was kind of boring, but it could have been 2 possible things. One is I already knew the story it was talking about, even though in the anime, what was his exam was not what, it was just like a random episode in the series, and it wasn't showing that as his like entrance exam. So that was kind of interesting that that's like actually what it was. I think it was like, this is kind of weird to say, I think it was kind of like boring because it was like from Kunikita's point of view, and I don't know, just the way he talks sometimes, he just like rambles on, which is like, I love him. It was just like a lot to like read. The next thing I read was Jujutsu Kaisen volume 11. Look how beautiful that is. This was great. I rated this one a 5 out of 5 stars. It was really good once again. Not really much else to say there. And the next one I read was Jujutsu Kaisen volume 12. And I rated this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Very good. I think this point of the story is just really engaging. Yeah, and then just to move right along here, my next read was Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 13. I didn't know who this character was until I read this volume. I just like didn't realize who it was by this cover, but also just don't really know that character very well anyways. Once again, if you want to see my favorite manga panels, I have my TikToks up on my TikTok, which will once again be linked below. I'd had it on the screen. Yes, my next read was the final series in the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn. This one was interesting to say the least. I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars because I did enjoy it. I was thinking about a 3 stars, but I just really do enjoy the characters. I think I like the story. The one thing that I did not like about this book was like the middle section of it is from Jacob's point of view, and I just like don't like Jacob. I'm sorry to the Jacob lovers, but I am not one of them. He's like fine. It's just like he's just like a whiny baby pretty much, and he just makes me very angry. However, I will say, if I had read Bella's point of view while she was pregnant, I think I would have actually hated the book. I think it was necessary to have that part from Jacob's point of view, because literally all you would have seen from Bella's point of view is her being like, oh, I love this baby so much, I'm not getting rid of this baby, blah blah blah. And I think it just would have been really annoying. So I will say that that was probably the best move for this book in that regard. And I did like seeing the more internal parts of the pack and things like that from his point of view, because we never gotten to see that really before. So yeah, I did rate this still a 4 out of 5 stars. My next read, number 11, was the Nick and Charlie novella. Let me show you the cover here. Very pretty. I love these covers that she did for these. Also, just like under the dust jacket, like it's so pretty. Yes, I rated this a 5 out of 5 stars. I said this was so cute, and it made me a little emotional, of course. It did have, you know, its moments, of course, if you know anything about what this book is about. Whenever you're reading these, I feel like you do need to remind yourself that this is a YA novel. It is kind of cringy. Yeah, I think I also just kind of get like that with some romance type books anyways. But I just love Nick and Charlie so much, and I love their relationship. But I think like this series is just like a really like breath of fresh air for, you know, the LGBT community, especially the younger LGBT community, because like growing up I didn't have like anything like this really. So I just like really appreciate it for like what it is and what it's doing for the younger generation. So I also read part 2 of All the Young Dudes fanfictions, which was years 5 through 7. Rated that 5 out of 5 stars. Once again, amazing. I have been putting off reading the last part, The War Years, because I just like am not emotionally ready for that, but I will get to it eventually. But I still have not read it, and it's been like a while. The last book that I read in April was The Woman in the Woman. Oh my god, The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. Yeah, really cute. I actually found this thrifted, and I was so excited because it's hardcover and it's like in perfect condition. Like no one ever even read it. I read this in like a day and a half. This book was really good. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. It does have a movie on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. And I did watch the movie prior to reading this. I would not recommend that. As much as I enjoyed this book, I think if I hadn't watched the movie before reading this, I would have enjoyed it a lot more, just because I wouldn't have known what was coming, because I did know the ending already, but I still enjoyed the read. I think like it still had me like on the edge of my seat, because I don't remember like all of the details of what had happened, but it still had me like in awe. I was still like really angry at certain parts of the book. Like it still like invoked emotions in me, even though I had already known like what was going on. So I feel like if a book can still do that after you already know what's gonna happen, it's a good one. So definitely recommend this. It is like a thriller type thing. It's about this woman who is an agoraphobic, so she stays in her house all the time, and she sees something happen across the street in the apartment for her new neighbors, and it's just like a lot of like twists and turns and a lot of things coming up, and you find out later. It's just really good, really good. Definitely recommend this. So yeah, that is all I read in April. I will say that I am pretty lenient on my book rating system. I definitely need to get better at it. And I will also say with like graphic novels and manga, it's pretty hard for me not to rate it 5 out of 5 stars. Sometimes I will rate it less than that, just depending if it's like getting kind of boring, if it's a series or something and things like that. But I feel like this was a pretty good thing, especially because I did not, so I'm just recently getting back into like my reading stuff, and I did not start reading until like the middle of April. I've already read 9 books this month in May, so and we're only like halfway-ish through May, so that's pretty cool. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's my first one, and I plan on doing vlogs and more of these like wrap-ups and, you know, bookish type videos. So I'm really excited to be on here, and yeah, let me know what your favorite read in April was, and if you've read any of these books and if you enjoyed them or if you're interested in them. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.